Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And I'm going to make this episode very short today. Essentially, if you enjoy the stock market, the IPOs, the whole thrill of it all, of investing, and by the way, just want to let you know, this is by no means, basically a disclaimer, by no means am I encouraging you to invest. This is just an educational episode. You invest at your own risk. Now, having said that, I recently started to look into IPOs again, as I have made my own share of mistakes in the past. But it's always nice to look at. I get it. It's if you know what you're doing, great. If you're doing spending a lot of time doing all the research and so on. But ideally, this idea started from the fact that I would go to NASDAQ if I wanted to see the latest IPOs. I would go to the Dow Jones. I would go to several other websites and, okay, well, what's coming up? So recently I've decided, well, wouldn't it be nice to just have everything with one click, right? Just one click. Let's see what's out there. Now I've tested this and it works, but I encourage you to test it yourself. So without any further ado, let me show you uh, how basically, essentially the finished product. And this went from a plan, well, basically you just scribbled, or you could use a variety of different apps that allow you to build workflows and so on, like Visio or the equivalent of Visio. Uh, and Just make sure you get yourself a workflow map so you understand what it is that you want to create as a user interface, how it will work. And by the way, I if you haven't seen my episodes on Cobra, it's an app that I'm creating that will help essentially go from design um, to just production fairly quickly by providing you with logical prompts that you can just go ahead and provide the Gen AI, and the NLP will start creating things for you. So without any further ado, let me show you the finished product, what it looks like, and I do have afterwards a few words of encouragement and basically just some ideas as to where you can take it. Call it your own, essentially explore and see how you could go ahead and develop it further. So let's get started.
All right, well, what have we got here? It is the IPO tracker. So let me show you. As you can see on the screen, it is a two-click executable app. And that was the idea, just make it as seamless and as quick as possible. So how does this work? Let me show you. Let's double click on this. And there we go. It's opened. So what do we got here? Well, at the top corner left, we have this amazing logo. So you could always add a logo to your apps, and it just makes things a lot nicer. Now, here, this is something that takes it from a particular website, and you'll see that in the code that I will post. So I will post the code as well as how to set it up with the instructions, and the links will be part of this episode. So everything will be on the GitHub page. Don't worry about anything. You'll have it all there. Now, the idea here is that I have added a couple of functions that I wanted to work with. Now, these functions, let me just minimize this a bit because it's actually a bit more functionalities at the top. So let's say I want to refresh this. I'll just click refresh. And what it does is that it connects to the various websites that we have, to the various companies here that we have. So these fields, they have company, they have the ticker of the company, There's another field for the lead managers, so basically the financial companies that are responsible for promoting it, the shares. We have the shares that are expected to be sold, the amount of shares. We have the low price, the high price. Of course, if you're a veteran at investing, you probably know that changes. You have the estimated amount in volume, the expected date to trade. The other fields here, we have the scoop rating, the any rating change, so that doesn't change. So we have the category, and category, this pulls, it tries to find the websites for these companies, and it pulls the first two sentences. And among the first two sentences, it kind of uses an AI to kind of see if it could generate a, or actually see if by keywords it can understand what is the market that this company is supposed to service. So, how does this work? Now, you could see at the bottom we have these scheduled notifications. So we have that right here. And we've scheduled these notifications for one of the companies. So NTSK is Netscope Inc. So that's one of the upcoming IPOs companies. And again, you need to verify for yourself. I've checked this out if it works properly, but do your own diligence and see if this app works for you as well, according to your expectations. So what I'm going to do is there is a function here that says remove all. So I will click remove all and I expect them all to get removed. So there we go. We've removed them all. Now I'm going to set one up. Now I'm going to click on, let me just minimize this so I don't give you a headache. So I'm going to choose this app here, sorry, this company with this sticker. So it's highlighted. I want to set up the notifications. So I could choose notify one day before 8 a.m. or notify same day at 8 a.m. Now this is working in cohesion with the built-in time and date of your specific system, and depending on where you are located and which time zone. So let me just apply this. Now, 8 a.m. is what I've set it up. You could change that in the code. So basically using an NLP for whichever Gen AI you use, you could go ahead and change the script. So as soon as I apply it, I expect, so I get a pop-up here. It now advises me that the notification has been set up. So if I click OK, I should have, and then there they are. So I've got two time scheduled notifications. Now I could erase them by clicking the check mark. So now they've been erased. I could go ahead and StubHub Holdings. So it looks like StubHub is coming up. Or so let's set up notifications here. Apply. So I've got those there. Save choices. I'm going to save them so I have a advisory that they have now been saved, so I could load them if they don't appear when I if I close the app. But do remember that you need to keep the app open for things to work. So let's say you're doing some work, uh, always keep the app open as it needs it to work. Now we could, so we have the load choices. What I did is I integrated, by the way, we have instructions as well. So instructions will tell a user how to use this particular, all these functions within the interface. Always try to have instructions for whichever app you build. And sound, you could turn sound off and on for notification. Obviously, you need to make sure that your sound is on. And I built in a test notify now. Now, what I advise is that for apps that you build that are time sensitive and dependent on particular pop-ups, you want to test those pop-ups if they work. So you can have a test notify now, and here we go. So test. So basically what it would do is we will see the company, the category, the price range, and so on and so forth. Now, you probably can't see this, but this will also add a notification. So let's say we save this, we close it, and we reopen it. And this should pop up very soon. There we go. And now we're waiting. So we wanted to test these notifications. So we heard the sound, we get the pop-up. We have the schedule notifications here, so we didn't need to load choices as it automatically remembered it. But if we, let's just click on test again, and I'll show you what happens here. So as you can see at the bottom, we have the icon for this application, and we could see that we have a number one there. So we understand it works basically like your mailbox will, and essentially, like you could see, I'd never pick up my messages. So it basically will advise you the same thing, right? That there is a ticker, there is an IPO, and it is scheduled. So you can open it and see which one is coming up. That's pretty much it. And what I've wanted to show you, simple app that you can now you could create. One thing that I would advise is you could take this to the next level. And when you click on a company, wouldn't it be nice that you have another pane that opens or a pop-up with essentially the buzz of all the or a buzz of basically articles about the company out there on the web and that you could read up on the company. So kind of be able to do your research before you quote invest. So that's pretty much it, what I've wanted to show you, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Do subscribe so you could stay up to date with all my upcoming episodes, and I hope that you enjoy them all. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.